The 5 countries that are best suited to survive the apocalypse, according to a new study. With climate change strengthening its grip on the planet, researchers are searching for the best possible hideout locations post-apocalypse. Using data from the University of Notre Dame's Global Adaptation Initiative, researchers at Anglia Ruskin University's Global Sustainability Institute in England graded the 20 least vulnerable countries on 3 main criteria. Carrying capacity. How much land is being used for farming to sustain the current population? High agricultural land per capita is good. Isolation. How close is the country to other highly populated areas? Further away is better. Self-sufficiency. Does the country produce its own renewable energy and have manufacturing capacity? More is better. Using these parameters, co-authors Nick King and Aled Jones found 5 locations particularly suited for global collapse, or what they called a complexification. Each of the 5 are notably islands with large metropolitan regions, meaning they've already shown they can sustain millions of people. Their work was published in the peer-reviewed journal Sustainability on July 21. New Zealand. Located roughly 2,800 miles from the equator, New Zealand is naturally cooler than many regions in the world, boding well for the area in the event of a large temperature increase due to climate change. Close to 40% of the country's primary energy supply comes from renewable energy sources, and the nation produced enough energy to cover 75% of its energy requirements, according to a New Zealand's Ministry of Business, Innovation, and Employment, making it an ideal location in the event of societal collapse. The only highly populous country close to New Zealand is Australia, making the country harder for global refugees from around the world to travel to in an apocalypse with scarce resources. Based off the country's COVID-19 response, New Zealand's already proven that its leaders and region can survive intense periods of hardship. The nation shuttered its borders to nearly all travelers early on in the pandemic and instituted internal lockdowns to prevent the spread of the virus, and it worked. Only 26 people have died of COVID-19 in New Zealand, making it one of the safest places to be in the world during the ongoing pandemic. Wealthy Silicon Valley executives have reportedly been buying property in New Zealand over the last decade in preparation for an apocalyptic scenario. Billionaire Peter Thiel has already purchased several properties in the region, and buying property in New Zealand is code for getting apocalypse insurance.